What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing something a little bit different. Today is range day. No, not the pew pew kind of range day. Tesla battery range day. So one thing we haven't mentioned on the channel, Tracy and I have a part-time photo booth company that we run on really just the weekends called Star Photo Booth. And that was really instrumental when we were deciding between the Model 3 and the Model Y. Obviously, we went with the Model Y because of the additional performance in the back. So today we're doing our second event, photo booth event in Alvarado, Texas. So it is supposed to be 61 miles from our house to the event location. I believe it's at a church. So what we're going to do is we have the battery charged to 86%. And what we're going to do is see is if we leave our house and go directly to the church and drive normal. And what I mean by normal is we're not going to put it in chill mode. We're not going to reduce the AC. We're going to drive it just like if it was a ICE vehicle. And then once we get there, we'll see what the range is, and then round trip we'll look, you know, when we come back home, how many miles that used, to where at the end of the night, did we lose any mileage just from the energy consumption of the vehicle, whether it's AC, radio. Maybe if we get there a little early, we'll watch a little YouTube or Netflix in the vehicle. So stay tuned. So you're currently watching footage of autopilot driving us to Alvarado. So I did this for a couple of reasons. The main reason was I don't know if using autopilot uses more battery or energy consumption than if I just drive the vehicle myself. And like I told you originally, I want to use this vehicle in this test as normal as I would if I'm just driving, not recording this footage. So for, you know, the battery test and the range test. So I went ahead and let the vehicle drive us to Alvarado. When we left our house, we started with 258 estimated miles of range showing on the screen inside the Tesla. Now, when we arrived to the event center, we actually arrived with 165 miles. The actual trip one way ended up being 78 miles. So we did have a couple miles lost due to energy consumption along the way. Obviously, we had the AC going, we had the radio going. The road isn't flat, so obviously we have to account for extra energy going uphill. Now, one of the interesting things is, though, we got to the event center early, and what we decided to do was come back to the vehicle and watch Netflix while we waited to the event to start. Now, when we got done watching Netflix, the estimated mileage went from 165 to 157 miles. Again, we didn't drive anywhere, but we are in Texas. It is approximately 95 degrees, humidity's high, so the AC again was running. I think it was on 63, with approximately the power set on 4. And obviously we're using energy to run Netflix. So we did lose a little bit of battery there. And then when we went ahead and left the venue, we left at 157 miles. Again, drove 78 miles back to our home. And we arrived here at 70 miles even left showing on the screen inside the Tesla. So if you calculate that, we actually lost 32 estimated mileage of range just from energy consumption that we didn't get to use on our trip. So 32 miles doesn't sound like a lot, but when you put that in a percentage, I mean, that's 12% of the battery consumption that essentially disappeared based on regular, you know, driving how I normally would in sport mode, using autopilot, using the AC to keep comfortable, and, you know, when there was downtime, taking advantage of the infotainment center and watching Netflix for 45 minutes. So one of the challenges that we experienced is, since this was in Alvarado, the nearest charging station was in Burleson. So we did have a backup plan, like, hey, we talked about it and we like, hey, if we leave the venue and we don't have an estimated mileage enough to get home, we'd stop in Burleson and go ahead and charge and then proceed home. Luckily, we didn't have to do that. And I bring this up for a couple of reasons as far as the battery range and consumption. So I was on, I think it was a news article or maybe a Twitter comment, and people talk about, you know, taking road trips and it being a little bit more of a challenge in an electric vehicle versus a gas vehicle. And I understand, you know, with a gas vehicle, you can pull basically along any side street and there'll be a gas station. It only takes, you know, 2-3 minutes to fill up. So is there additional planning to take a road trip in an electric vehicle? Yeah, there definitely is. But for me, you know, I'm not driving to Alvarado. I mean, that's 78 miles one way. I'm not doing that very often. So for 99% of our time, you know, driving within the city, it is 100% fine as far as the mileage that comes on these vehicles currently. And you know, Lucid just recently got an EPA rating over 500 miles with their battery. So obviously we're going to continue to see batteries develop. I know currently Tesla's working on the 4680 battery, which rumor has it that that'll even give us more mileage in Teslas. So when we did arrive home, it was about 9:30 p.m. on Sunday. Today is Tuesday. I wanted to give it a little bit of time for our battery to recharge, just to kind of see like, hey, in 48 hours on a regular 120 volt outlet, what would our mileage be? And I can tell you, so I'm sitting in the vehicle right now and it's at 231 miles. And yesterday we had a lot of errands to run. So during the day, afternoon, we went and we grabbed lunch. And in the evening, we went to 3 or 4 different stores that we had to run. And then today, we haven't actually driven the vehicle at all. So even with a regular 120 volt outlet and draining, if you want to use that word, draining the battery down to 70 miles on Sunday, we didn't change our driving habits. And our battery's already back up to 231 miles today, which again is Tuesday, almost 6 p.m. So that's pretty good. If I had, you know, a 240 volt outlet, probably would have already been back to 90% charge. The other thing I'll say too, which, you know, critics of electric vehicles, is in the last 12 months, how many times have you taken a road trip? I mean, think about that. Really, in the last 12 months, how many road trips have you personally taken? And then take that into account of, okay, am I worried about something that really may not come up, that may not be a concern? So hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully it provided a little bit of insight. I'm curious to see, like, if you're a current Tesla owner, have you tested it? Have you, you know, seen a phantom battery drain in one of your road trips? Or maybe if you had to take a long drive. And also, do you, when you know you're taking a long drive, do you change your driving habits? So leave that in the comment below. Again, I've tried to respond to every single comment on the video. I really am enjoying being part of the Tesla community and bringing a little bit more information and awareness to Tesla as a brand and the experiences of being a Tesla owner. And again, not an early adopter by any means, but when you look at the amount of EVs on the vehicle or on the road versus ICE vehicles, it still is kind of early adoption as far as percentage. But super exciting time, especially with all these new vehicles coming out. I saw Rivian just recently, I think it was last week, delivered their first truck. Lucid is supposed to be revealing delivering their first vehicle in the next couple of months. So really fun time if you're an electric vehicle owner. Also, I'm kind of curious, and I'd love to see, you know, some comments in the bottom. What made you switch to an electric vehicle or purchase your first Tesla? Was it because you're conscious of the environmental impact and that's why you purchased it? Was it for the performance of an electric vehicle and that instant torque? Was it just to support Tesla because, you know, you're a fan of everything Elon? I'm really curious. So put that in the comments. Would love to see that. But that's going to wrap up the video today. Hopefully it was informative. If you can see the red subscribe button below, please hit that. That means you're not currently subscribed. It shows that currently 98% of the people that view our videos aren't subscribed to the channel. It means a lot to us. Has challenged me. So we have a YouTube subscriber challenge. So I have been interested in the Unplugged Performance Sway Bar set. It came out to $565. So, and I want to do a video of me actually installing it on the, the front and the rear sway bar in my garage, to kind of show people, that are watching, that it is something that you can actually tackle. I've installed sway bars on previous vehicles when I was younger. Love to make that video. So Tracy said if we get 565 subscribers in the next 30 days, that I can order and make that purchase, the sway bars. So please hit that subscribe button, and as always, have a great day.